Hey there, YouTubers. All right, running a little memory test here in Intel's Extreme Tuning Utility. So we have the AsRock Z490m ITX AC motherboard, mini ITX motherboard. I have some Patriot DDR4 4133 megahertz RAM we're testing out in it. I didn't bother to check to see if it was compatible. Um, just kind of put it in there to see what I could get. And so we're kind of going through and seeing if it's compatible. And surprisingly, we have an issue here already, but not related to the memory. So the memory is good. But let me talk about where I've been with this. So the fact that it booted up and it worked at 4133, I said, well, I'll go try a higher speed. So eventually I made it up to 4300, 4400, and it booted up, but it would not let me log into Windows. Pretty much froze. So that was my first sign that things were not stable. After that, I decided, hey, I'm going to drop it down. And I went down to 4266. It allowed me to log into Windows. It ran what I believe to be the best CPU user benchmark that I've ever had on RAM, scoring 100 and I think it was 115% for the RAM portion, and had I think the lowest latency I've had on any of my RAM. So that was like, wow, this is good stuff, right? Let me go play Fortnite. So I play Fortnite and it crashes. Um, so not stable. I did try Tomb Raider. I run Tomb Raider, and it actually, the score in there for FPS for the benchmark was the same as it was at 2666. So no improvement. And actually, it was slightly worse. All right, so I don't have a huge power supply on here, and this will not let me mess with the power limits, which is different. Now, people talk about there's no VRM on this. And so this may have something to do with it. Either that or my power supply is just too weak to be able to mess with it. So this is a little different than what you would see in most of your other motherboards. All right, so we can't really do much of anything here, it looks like. Now, so that worked. Let's do a CPU user benchmark on this. So you see we had issues with power throttling. That's going to affect our performance. Potentially, but all right, so let's talk about what else is in the computer. i5-10400, 2 sticks of 8 GB DDR4 Patriot memory, 4133 megahertz. We've got an Asus GTX 1060 6 GB model. Powering this up is a Corsair CX430. Now, why do I not have one of my bigger power supplies on it? Because most of them got shipped back to Virginia. We have currently with us an 850 and a 700 watt, or excuse me, an 850 and 900 and a 430, and they are on different computers. So I have 3 days, folks, before I have to travel back to Virginia. It'll be so nice to be back with the family, back in the studio, the basement studio. and have some good lighting again. Have, um, basically not be stuffed in this little box that I'm staying in Hawaii. That the backyard and be able to do some of the videos outside. I'll be back to the solar panel stuff too. Alright, so this is going to take a moment still. I'm going to fire off an email in a moment while this goes. Or maybe not. Looks like it's back. So let's take a look at this. %. All right, so CPU is cranking, folks. That's surprising. So we have a power limit throttling issue, and this guy is in its 99th percentile. Does that make sense to you? GTX 1060 is doing great. The even this is PM961. Oh, what was that? PM961 by Samsung. And then our RAM, 103%. So I did have higher scores. I'll take it though, folks. I will take that. So let's do the not really the ultimate test, but let's see. Let's put this into. We do have a Tomb Raider on here. Let me fire up MSI Afterburner. Make sure this thing's set to go. I don't want the FPS average shown. Okay, good. Where is it? So I also have Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And this is probably set to 1080p. Very high. We'll run this benchmark. Just trying to see, how stable it is. And there are the numbers, folks. In a moment I'll jump back on this. Okay, so 99.9S. I don't have anything to compare that to, but it at least made it through there. So that's just a benchmark. That looks okay. I mean, it worked, right? Let's go ahead and fire up Fortnite. And I'm going to pause this so I can log in, or in case I have to log in. All right, so obviously there's a lot of other ways to test to make sure your RAM is stable, compatible. True sense is whether it actually works in gaming, because sometimes these things will pass the tests, and next thing you know, it's actually not going to work with the game. So if this doesn't load up, put this on the screen. And we'll play a little bit, see how it acts. I must not have the MSI Afterburner beta on here. It doesn't give you the core speed. But since you guys can't see that, crashed. So, it did not like the 4133 megahertz, folks. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this so you could see what the computer's made out of. I'm gonna try one more time. Potentially an anomaly. Potentially it is related to the RAM. So this RAM runs perfectly fine in the full ATX AsRock Z490, the Phantom Gaming 4 that I have. I have not tried it in the Gigabyte Z490 UD yet, but that was disappointing that it crashed there, folks. But sometimes it's just Fortnite. Okay, so I think we made it to this point before, right? Loading, loading, loading. I don't remember seeing this. We might have made it a little further. All right, let's go ahead and hit the play button. See if she'll load up. So when it was at 4266, that's all it would do for Fortnite. Was basically you would see the GPU, that thing showing that it crashed. So made it this far. We have made it this far, folks. It's a good sign. Now, ideally, you would go through all of your games or other memory tests just to verify it's running good. Because these high numbers don't mean everything, right? I mean, of course, that FPS average is a little skewed. We'll drop in over here. Try and pick up some weapons. And then we'll go get us a... we'll get on the attack. So today's Labor Day here in Hawaii. Normally it would be an exciting day. Lots of awesome barbecues going on. And unless you're family, you pretty much are not going to a barbecue. This thing looks like a big old ice cream cone. So, nothing in here, folks. What a waste. Burst assault rifle. Handgun. Alright, so we're not going to have much of a gonna have much in the weapon department. Truth is though, we don't need a lot to beat these guys. So she's pretty stable. Feels good too, folks. You are limited to 60 FPS or 60 hertz. 60 FPS, what you're seeing. Always good to get some better weapons. Well, a little more protection doesn't hurt either, right? Alright, so we'll go up here. Maybe we'll find one more box. Potentially some ammo. And then we'll go attack them. Oh wow, we can actually do it from up here. Whoa. They nailed me. Uh-oh. So, folks, we got ammo. And it's probably a good idea to go find anything that can heal me up at this point. Uh-oh. Yikes. This is gonna come back to haunt me, I have a feeling. So the droids disappeared, which is a bummer. Makes you wonder, do they just crash and disappear? But, oh well, let's get out of here. Probably not going to survive now. Oh no. We ain't gonna make it. Alright, well, there you go, folks. The RAM appears to run stable at this speed, so we could try some other games. So we did the benchmark. We have Battlefield 5, which will probably run good. We ran our user benchmark. It passed that. So I'm going to say we're okay, folks. I'll let you know if I have any other problems. Thank you for checking out the video.